just one tip can completely ramp up your productivity. Like one tip that helped me completely change my productivity was the issue of figuring out your peak performance time, right? So basically what this theory says is that some people are early birds, some people work best late at night, and some people are most productive in the afternoon. Now I was trying to be an early bird, and after working with this, I figured out I am most productive in the afternoon. Right? I'm not an early bird. So I reshape my entire time management schedule around that. In the mornings, I do the things that do not require my peak performance. I will read a book. I will listen to a lecture. I'll do my administration work. Um, I'll do all of that in the morning. The afternoon, I'm either teaching, recording videos, or writing a book. I do that in the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I do my most productive work. Now, if I didn't learn about peak productive time, I would have just been just trying to do everything in the morning. And I wonder, why is it in the morning I'm too tired to write? Because I'm not a morning person. It's not, that my brain is at its best in the afternoon. So just finding one tip like that supercharged my productivity, that now I write at a time where I'm able to do my best. And the rest of the time doesn't get wasted, because I know, okay, in the morning I'm tired. So instead of doing something that takes a lot of energy like writing, I do my admin work. Admin work's boring. It doesn't take that much uh brain power. You can do it while having your coffee, while still waking up. So sometimes it's just that one or two tips you find in a book that can be completely life changing. Like for example, before I started Islamic self help, I read the book The 4 Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. Now, a lot of people say that that book's a waste of time and things like that, but honestly, Islamic self help came from that book.
Mm.
I literally spend like 4 hours a week running Islamic self help, and alhamdulillah, it's profitable. It benefits thousands of people. The whole concept of having a blog with online courses and ebooks that benefits thousands of people, and I only spend 4 or 5 hours a week running it, came from reading that book. That's where I got the ideas from.
Mm.
And I really took a lot of the principles in there and applied it to the blog. And alhamdulillah, the blog basically runs itself at this point. I just have to blog once in a while and do some marketing and put out some new ebooks and online courses every once in a while. And otherwise, it basically runs itself. So, you know, even if you already are productive naturally, there's still a lot you can learn to become a master of the field, to become a
Mm.
ninja.
I was going to ask you actually about some of your own practices, and you've already gone into that about the energy management, peak performance. How long ago? Because I know you said you overhauled everything. How long ago was this kind of realization, would you say?
About 7 years ago. I think
Okay.
that's when you see, like in my 20s, I wrote about 3 books, and in the past 7 years, I wrote about 10 books. So one of
MashaAllah.
the things that really helped me write more books was just my afternoons are dedicated to writing. And as
Mm.
long as my afternoons are dedicated to writing, and another habit I built over the past 8 years is I force myself to write 1,000 words minimum every day, whether I'm in the mood to write or not. That's like my base minimum. Even if I'm not writing a book, write a blog post, write a journal entry, write what's in my head that's bothering me and stopping me from writing a book. Just write something. So my body and mind get into this habit that every day at this time we are writing. And what I found with that habit is eventually I'll start by writing down my thoughts about what's bothering me. And that may evolve into a blog post. And that blog post may evolve into an idea for a book. And somewhere down the line, I have a full book that developed.
Mm.
This is how my book on self confidence came about. Like, I had very low self confidence in my 20s because I'm very introverted, right? So I'm a highly introverted person. And in my 20s, if you told me one day you could have your own online business and I'll always tell people I hate business, I hate money. I'm not a businessman, right? I had very low self confidence. So I used to write these notes to myself to build my own self confidence. And alhamdulillah, my book on self confidence, which has reached over 5,000 people today, uh, it evolved from those notes. Like I put the notes together, rearranged it, and I realized that it's beneficial to others as well. And I published it as a book on self confidence. So, uh, you know, uh, some of these are some of the habits that help me is writing 1,000 words a day, identify my peak performance time. Another thing that helps me is staying healthy. That's very important. A lot of people don't do this. Again, as I said, people overwork themselves and have a heart attack at age 40 and all that, right? It's over. Staying healthy. So, I mentioned my grandmother, Allah have mercy on her, she passed away a year ago. Uh, about 10 years ago, I was taking her to a hospital for a checkup, and I was telling her the car about everything I'm doing. And she told me, "Well, Ismail, what are you doing for yourself?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're doing all these things, you're not relaxing, you're not taking time for yourself. It's not healthy. You must have me time. You must look after yourself." And my grandmother was basically the natural self-help expert, the wisdom of old ladies. And so I took her advice to heart. And right till today, I always make sure that I get my me time. I eat healthy. I sleep enough. I do enough exercise. I take my vitamins. I make sure I stay healthy.
Mm,
Because if you're not healthy, you can't perform. You just can't perform, no matter how much stuff you try to fit into a day. If your brain is tired, if your body is tired, if you've got a whole lot of sicknesses going on, you're not gonna get anything done. So staying healthy is very important. Another thing I do is I take breaks as soon as I realize my concentration is waning. So I'm gonna probably get in trouble with some of the more conservative members of the team, but I keep this at my right next to me, right? When my brain is tired, I take a break from work, play video games for 10 to 15 minutes, and then get back to work. And that resets my brain. That dopamine hit and
mm,
that relaxation, it resets the brain. And I find myself being 10 times more productive than if I just work for 5 or 8 hours nonstop. Right? So I know some people don't like that idea of video games. They think it's childish or I think it's haram or whatever. But for me, it really helps me with my productivity because it gives my brain a chance to reset. Uh, I also, one thing that I like to do is I like to do a weekly review at the end of every week to write down what have I accomplished, what went wrong, how can I do better next week. I
mm.
like to do this at the end of
So it's
every
like
week.
a
Uh,
muraqabah.
it is, and like for example, last week I thought I didn't accomplish anything because there was a death in the family, there was a major funeral, we all were going crazy. So I sat down at the end of the week. I'm like, I don't think I accomplished anything this week. I wrote down my weekly review and end up coming up with 10 things I accomplished during that week. And I was like, oh, alhamdulillah, I don't even remember doing any of this, but it got done.
Mm,
And that helped me to elevate my own mood because when you're going through through difficult times, uh, your whole day and week just becomes a blur. Like you can't remember anything. All you can remember is a one bad event that happened during the week. But like when you do your weekly review and things like that, you end up you end up remembering all the good from the week as well. One last habit I'll share is that every morning I do gratitude journaling. And I actually have a gratitude journal that I'll be launching next month, inshallah, with Yakin Institute, right? I'm hoping to launch a gratitude journal soon. But this is something I've been practicing for about 6 years now. Every morning when I wake up, no matter what's going on in my life, I try to think of at least three things I am grateful for. I write it down and I say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Like 1 year ago, pandemic, lockdown, two loved ones had passed away, riots were going on, looting was going on, there was a food shortage. Woke up in the morning, I wrote down, Alhamdulillah, I am alive, Alhamdulillah, my home is safe, Alhamdulillah, my family is safe. I was able to start my day with a mindset of gratitude and able to have a productive day with everything else that's going on around. Right? That attitude of gratitude, I think it prevents us from going mad. Really, because otherwise, the test of life can just absolutely destroy you. So I feel having an attitude of gratitude really uh, helps to keep you sane, to keep you productive, and to keep you optimistic even during the darkest of times. So yeah, these are some of the habits that I practice on a daily basis.
Jazakallah khairan.